Reddit is the best place to market your app right now, and that's because Reddit signed a data licensing deal with Google and OpenAI. Reddit threads rank on the first page of Google for almost any search, and specifically product-related searches. So in this video, I'll tell you exactly why Reddit has become so powerful as a marketing tool. I'll show you live examples of Reddit threads having a lot of traffic, then tell you why Reddit converts. And then at the end, I'll actually teach you everything you have to know about Reddit marketing and how you can basically do that automatically. But let's get into why Reddit is the best place to market your app. So because Reddit ranks so high on Google, people actually click on it because they want to see the organic, real people's recommendations about different brands and different apps. Now, let's get into the live examples. For example, firstly, let's take best budgeting app. If I just put it into Google, I can see that Reddit is the third highest ranking result. Most of the times, people don't even read the main comment. They go straight into the replies because that's where the actual recommendations are. Now, these people that are landing on these threads aren't just any random people. They're actively searching for a solution to a problem they have. In this example, they want to know what is the best budgeting app. And if we check the traffic, we can see that this thread has 5,000 monthly visitors. So if you get your comment into this top position, basically 5,000 people every single month will see your comment. So let's do another example. Let's take best note-taking app. If we put it into Google, we can see that Reddit is actually the #1 results. If we paste it into Ahrefs, we can see that it's getting 6,500 monthly visitors are landing on this thread, basically skipping the main comment, going straight to the replies and seeing what people recommend. And that's the strategy. You want to surface in front of people asking for the exact things you provide. For example, best note-taking app. If you have a note-taking app, you want to get into these threads and get the #1 position in the comment section. And let's do one last example. Let's do best investing app. After the sponsored results, we can see that Reddit is the #1 highest ranking thread. If we click into here and check the monthly traffic, we can see that it's getting 10,000 views or clicks every single month. That's 10,000 people with high intent. They search for exactly what you're offering. And why these Reddit threads are the perfect place to market your app is that they aren't like blogs where people specifically do some SEO list. They're real recommendations from real people that have the exact same problems and maybe had a good experience with a specific brand. And as I said, the top comment owns pretty much 90% of the attention. People skip the post and go straight into the comments where you can recommend your own brand. And this literally works in any category, for apps, for e-commerce, for SaaS, for courses, for service providers. And why it works is that Reddit actually grew from 60 million to over 1 billion monthly visitors. Their traffic is exploding. The conversion rates from Reddit traffic can be insanely high and even higher than paid traffic, because in paid traffic, you're trying to interrupt someone to buy your thing. But in Reddit, people are specifically searching for a tool you built if you are in the correct threads. And the best part is that the traffic is reoccurring. So if you post once, you can get clicks for months or years, and it can stay indefinitely. But here's another thing actually. Basically, over 40% of AI recommendations are taken from Reddit. Reddit signed a direct data licensing deal with Google and OpenAI. They now take recommendations from Reddit. So in addition to getting traffic from Reddit, if you're in enough Reddit threads, you're gonna get cited by AI, also giving you even more business. So let's get into how to actually do Reddit marketing and get your post into these high traffic threads. I'll show you how you could do it manually. I'll show you how you can write the best comments that you possibly can. And then I'll show you how to do Reddit marketing pretty much automatically with Engain. So to do Reddit marketing manually, you need to build or buy aged accounts. They have to be at least 2 months old and have 2,500 karma minimum. You have to have a separate proxy for each account. You have to have anti-detect browser. Then you have to find ranking threads manually. You can search Google and filter by Reddit. Then you have to have a traffic checking tool like Ahrefs or SEMrush. Then you have to warm up the accounts, post naturally, build trust over weeks. Follow the 9-to-1 rule, which means that for every comment that recommends your brand, you gotta do 9 comments that are simply helpful and not promoting your brand. Then track everything in a spreadsheet, making sure you don't overlap activity, and have 3 to 4 accounts. That takes a lot of time and it's pretty much a full-time job. But all of that said, it works. Founders are doing over 25K per month with this strategy. And it's close to zero cost, but the cost is your time. Now, that's exactly why we built Engain, to automate this entire process. You don't have to have any technical knowledge about like anti-detect browsers or proxies. You don't even have to have a Reddit account yourself. So let's get into how to do it on Engain. If you go to engain.io, it's gonna ask you for your company. For this example, let's take one of the investing apps that we saw. And let's use Robinhood. It's well known and should be good. So let's enter Robinhood, continue. It's gonna automatically generate a company description about you, so it understands your niche, what you're offering, what you're selling, and that's gonna help Engain to find the highest intent threads that there are for you. So it created this. It seems good. And now you can manually enter in your competitors or let Engain suggest them for you. Here it recommends eToro, Binance, and Revolut, which seems fine. Now let's click continue. It's gonna take a bit of a time to set up, but in the meanwhile, we can use the sandbox feature. Now here you can post a comment to the threads you specifically know you want to post in. So if we have this investing thread, what is the best investing app? We can go in, paste the URL, and write our comment. I'll tell you exactly how to write the best comments possible. So in Reddit, people hate to be sold to, and that's why you need a specific strategy to write your comments that don't seem like selling, don't seem like spam, and won't get detected by Reddit mods. So the structure looks like this. The comment must read like a real person sharing a genuine experience. It shouldn't look like marketing copy. And also, generic gets buried, but specific gets upvoted. People want to read the exact details, your experience, so be really specific. Then you want to make sure you acknowledge the exact situation the person described. You don't want to go off topic and you want to answer to exactly what they have asked. Then share a relevant experience in first person and introduce your app as something you personally discovered or used. That means you don't say like, buy my app, but you say, I have tried this app, this feature was good, and after trying some other apps, I decided to go with this app. That keeps the mention natural. And you usually want to avoid links because that usually never looks organic. So here's an example of a bad comment. If you just write, I've tried a few options, app X is pretty good, that's getting downvoted. It seems like just selling your own app. But a good comment follows this structure. Addressing their specific pain points, then share your exact experience and naturally mention what solved it. You don't have to do any pushy CTA, a soft mention is enough, and curious people will go to your app themselves. So following this structure, we can go back to Engain and write our reply. Let's assess exactly what the person is asking. What's the best investing app? Looking to get into investing in the market. Perhaps someone could offer me advice on the best apps to use. So here you can go really broad. Just mention your experiences and the exact features you like about Robinhood. In Engain, you can actually write your comment manually or create it with AI. So following this exact structure, I'm gonna write my comment now. I acknowledge the situation the person is in. I remember the struggle of finding a good apps to start with. Then I shared my experience. I've tried multiple apps like Binance and Revolut, but I found that their rates were pretty high. And then I shared my experience about buying futures. Now, I see that I have a lot of spelling mistakes here, but that's generally okay because people on Reddit really do write like that. If your comment is way too polished and clean, it's gonna look like ChatGPT. After writing my comment and just mentioning my brand only once, I can go here and rank my comment. That's so you get ranked in the top position. If your comment would be down here, no one would read it, But as I told you, that the dog comment pretty much get 90% of the traffic that lands on that thread. So we can see that Engain is recommending us to get 137 upvotes, and we're gonna set the delivery speed of 3 per day and starting immediately. That's just so it doesn't seem like unorganic. Reddit has some pretty good systems in place to track if your activity is fake, but this way it looks really organic gradually and upvoting your comment. Now you can publish it now, or you can even add a reply to your main comment, but we'll get into that later. So we can create a task and it's done. In the sandbox, you can also create a post yourself. So that's like a whole thread in a subreddit, and you can reply to a comment to create even more social proof. For example, if I wanted to reply to this and I wanted my reply to rank in the top, I can do exactly that with the rank my reply feature. So that's useful. For example, if our competitor's comment is number 1, we can be the reply that argues with them and explains why this other solution might be better. And then you can order upvotes to any post that you have done. If they lose their top position, you want to push them up to the top again. So the new opportunities and SEO opportunities loaded up. Let's get into it. So in SEO opportunities, you can also see the traffic that it's getting from Google every single month. The first one being newbie investor here. What are some best apps for trading? Or the third one, what are the best apps for investing? Here's the perfect spot to find the threads that your ideal customers are asking. You can follow the exact same structure, going to Reddit, reading the entire post, understanding exactly what they're looking for, then going back to Engain, writing our reply manually or with AI. It looks pretty good. I would actually manually tweak it a bit, but for this example, we'll leave it as is. And again, the same thing, rank my comment, make sure you become the top result when people are looking at the replies. Right now it's Benson AI, but after this, that will be your app. For the upvotes, delivery speed is 2 per day, starting after 3 days, that's completely fine. And now Engain will tell you if you're trying to post to the same subreddit in the same day. So imagine this. A subreddit moderator sees your brand being mentioned multiple times in multiple threads in the same day, and that time is the first time you've ever been mentioned. It instantly looks suspicious, and the moderator will probably start taking down the comments that recommend your brand. So that's why you want to schedule and spread around the recommendation over several days. For now, we have no tasks scheduled, so we can publish it instantly. Create a task and it's done. The same goes for new opportunities. There are multiple tabs of relevant threads for your app, and your goal is to post to as many as possible. After posting your comments, they land into the task tracking tab. The comments go live within like 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't take long, and you can see your comments rank and how it's doing in the thread. So over time, you're gonna be posting to tens or even hundreds of different threads, and people are going to start getting your brand recommended on Reddit when they Google pretty much anything related to your niche. And you did it all, and you don't even have to have a Reddit account. You don't have to have proxies, you don't have to farm karma, you have no risks of getting banned, and the setup literally took like 5 minutes. Now, scaling the strategy is just volume game. You scale across subreddits, and you're gonna reach hundreds of thousands of people every single month. And then the same threads that get Google traffic are also feeding AI LLM and ChatGPT and Google AI overview recommendations. This is the entire strategy of marketing your app on Reddit, and honestly, it's one of the most powerful strategies I've found in the recent years. So if you want to start Reddit marketing without manually having to do everything, the link to Engain is in the description. If you like this kind of tutorial, make sure to subscribe and like the video, comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.